Hey everybody, Ryan here. Alright, we had a fun night of hockey tonight. 3 more games. Playoff games. Yeah, only playoff games tonight. There was no Vancouver game tonight. That's tomorrow. Alright. So, anyways, if you have not subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button and make sure to hit that like button as well. Alright, let's get started with the games from the 17th of May, 2021. Our first game. Game 2 between Boston and Washington. Washington's up 1-0 in this series. Still maintaining home ice as of now. So let's see how tonight went. The opposite of last game. 4-3 in overtime. Victory for the Bruins this time. Alright, scoring started 5:05 into the first. Jake DeBrusk would score his second of the playoffs from Charlie Coyle and Nick Ritchie. Then at 6:31 the Capitals would tie it. TJ Oshie's first from Alex Ovechkin and John Carlson. At 9:21, the Bruins would take the lead again, 2-1. Patrice Bergeron's first from Pasternak. Then the Capitals would tie it again, 16:42 into the first. Garnett Hathaway's first from Dmitry Orlov and Lars Eller. Exciting first period, as you can tell. Second period, no scoring. Still exciting though. There was a lot of physical play. It's been a very physical series, and it's only been 2 games. Third period, 7:04 into the third, Garnett Hathaway would score his second goal of the game, second of the playoffs, from Dmitry Orlov, making it 3-2 Capitals lead. It would take until the 17:11 mark of the third for Taylor Hall to score his first goal of the playoffs for Boston, and that was from Craig Smith and Matt Grzelcyk to make it 3-3, sending us to overtime. It would not be a long overtime. 39 seconds is all it took for Brad Marchand to take a pass from Grzelcyk and Krejci to score the game-winning goal in overtime. First goal of the playoffs for Marchand. Well, it looked like the Capitals are going to win off of a Hathaway goal. Terrible person to let the game-winning goal from. Didn't happen. But Capitals fans can say the same thing about Marchand, I'm sure, and a lot of teams could say that about Marchand. Is the worst person you could possibly allow on that team to get the game-winning goal. And he's the one who got it. And he probably won't let them forget it. Alright, shots on goal were 48-39. Considering we only had 39-second overtime, that's a lot of shots. So far, if you've been watching the game so far, there have been a lot of shots in these games thus far. It's been kind of crazy the amount of shots. Like, they've been pretty much almost doubling the amounts that they got in the regular season. That's how crazy it's been. Face-offs were definitely in favor of Boston, 63-37. Power play 0 for 2 for Boston, 1 for 4 for Washington. 16 penalty minutes to 12, Boston with 16. No fighting majors in there. It was just a whole lot of roughing minors that cancel each other out. Hits were 36-30 in favor of the Capitals. The numbers were lower in the hits, but still high. Blocks 19-15 in favor of the Capitals. And giveaways 7-4, Capitals with 7. Tuukka Rask had a great game, 36 saves on a 923 save percentage. And Anderson also had a great game, 44 saves with 917 save percentage. Even though he lost, that's some dang good numbers from Anderson. Seriously, these are numbers that we haven't seen from Anderson since, what was that, the 2017 run they had with, what was their name, Ottawa Senators? So, and he played, what, like 6 games all year long? He's coming around when it matters most, right? Alright, Nashville versus Carolina. Game 1. And Carolina makes a statement. 5-2 victory. Scoring started at 12:14 in the first. Philip Forsberg's first from Johansson and Ellis. Then at 13:41, so about a minute and a half later almost, Teuvo Teravainen would tie the game with his first from Brett Pesce and Steven Lorentz. Then at 4:19 in the second, Jordan Staal would take the lead for Carolina, his first of the game from Pesce. Then at 8:41 of the second, Eric Haula would tie the game again, his first from Matt Duchene and Alexander Carrier. Then at 2:26 of the third period, the game-winning goal, as it would go down as, Nino Niederreyer's first from Martin Necas and Vincent Trocheck. Then at the 8-minute mark, Staal would score his second of the game, second in the playoffs, unassisted, and then 18:13, Andrei Svechnikov will get his first of the playoffs, unassisted, empty net goal for the game-ending score of 5-2. Carolina with the 1-0 series lead. I forgot to mention Boston-Washington is a 1-1 series right now. Alright, shots on goal were 38-24. This is the lowest shot totals we've seen so far. That's saying a lot. And that was in favor of Carolina. Faceoffs 51-49 in favor of Carolina. Power plays 0 for 3 for Nashville and 0 for 5 for Carolina. Opponent minutes were 14-10 in favor, well, not in favor, but Nashville 14. Hits were 56-49. First game, so yeah, a lot of hits in favor of Carolina. Blocks were 13 each. Giveaways 13-10. 13 for Carolina. I am sure Rod Brendamore right now is pulling out the hair he has remaining on his head, because that is not a number you want to see in the playoffs. 13 giveaways. Luckily you won, but that is not helping your goalie or your team. Gotta fix that one. Alright, Soros for Nashville had 33 saves, 892 save percentage for a loss. Not the best game, but still had a solid game, honestly. Nedeljkovic had 22 saves, and 917 save percentage for the victory. He wasn't super great, but he was good enough to get the win, obviously. So, there you go. He's a rookie. First game out of the way. We'll see how he responds from here on. Alright, game 1 between St. Louis and Colorado. Alright, Colorado pulls this one out 4-1. I watched most of this game. This was actually a very fun game to watch. Alright, scoring did not start till the 15-15 mark of the first, but before that, at the 10:47 mark of the first period, Brayden Schenn would fight Gabriel Landeskog. Didn't see that coming. I mean, Landeskog has dropped the gloves in the past, and then Schenn definitely drops his gloves from time to time, but didn't expect it, and sure as hell did not expect Landeskog to beat the hell out of Schenn. I'm not sure Schenn actually landed a punch versus Landeskog's 8-10. And they were solid punches. I was watching this. I mean, this whole fight started from Brayden Schenn. He did hit, I think it was Rantanen, and he caught him with a knee on knee. I don't think it was on purpose. I really don't. I think it was just one of those incidental ones. He was trying to hit him. He moved out of the way and just his knee caught his knee. I don't think it was on purpose, but to each their own how they view it. I'm sure Colorado fans are saying suspend his, I almost cursed there, his butt. And, I mean, I can see it. I don't see a reason to suspend him in that situation since, let's be honest, Landeskog took care of business. As the captain, he beat the pants off of Schenn in that fight. Anybody who doesn't see that is obviously a St. Louis fan and doesn't want to see reason. Now, I am neutral in this, and definitely Landeskog win in that fight. And rightfully so. I mean, if it was on purpose or accident, you still need a star player. You got to pay the toll. And Schenn, good on him. He paid the toll. Good on him. It's over with, honestly. Moving on from it. All right. 15-15 into the first. Cale Makar will get his first goal of the playoffs on the power play from Mikko Rantanen. Obviously, as you can tell, Rantanen was not seriously injured. He continued playing. So, second period, St. Louis would tie the game. Jordan Kyrou first from Ivan Barbashev and Robert Thomas. Then at the 32nd mark of the third period, what would end up being the game-winning goal. Nathan MacKinnon's first from Rantanen and Landeskog. 8:30 into the third, Landeskog's first from MacKinnon and Girard. With that goal, Landeskog completes the Gordie Howe hat trick. A fight, assist, and goal. I would not have picked Landeskog to be the first one, if anybody, to accomplish this in the playoffs. But he did. 19:20 into the third, MacKinnon would add an empty net goal with some oomph on it. If you don't know what that means, usually when you score an empty net goal, you just glide it in or you shoot it from down the ice. He was point blank and he launched that thing into the net. That was sending a message. That's what that is. And that was also from Landeskog. So Landeskog had a fight, goal, and 2 assists. I know they gave MacKinnon the start of the game because he did take over that game really in the third period and had 2 goals and assists of his own right. And he deserved to be first star too. But honestly, I would have given it to Landeskog because seeing your captain beat the piss out of somebody, that set a fire under the Avalanche because the Blues came out hard in this game. They really did. I mean, they outshot the Avalanche. I believe it was like 5-0 at one point, which I know is not a massive amount, but considering Colorado pretty much didn't let them shoot the puck or even have the puck in the third period for the most part. So, I mean, St. Louis, you could tell their game. Intimidate. They were trying to physically intimidate a team that, if any weakness you could find, would be the physical game. They're not the most physical team. I mean, they're not slouches. They're not all small players. But at the same time, they're not built around the physicality. They're built around the finesse and the quick strike response type of goals, which is what they got for the most part tonight. They definitely caught him on the transition numerous times. And, I mean, Binnington stood on his head as well. And there was a massive brawl at the end of the game. No actual fighting majors in it, but there were a couple of different things that started. Blais had a very good hit, don't get me wrong. It was a nice, clean hit on Belmar at the whistle. And that started a little scrum. In front of the net, Kyle Clifford got into it with Phil Grubauer, and Grubauer slashed him a few times in retaliation. And don't blame him. I mean, you got to defend your net, especially that late in a game. Especially against someone like Kyle Clifford. Don't let him walk over you. Otherwise, it'll just be like that the whole series. But he was grabbed pretty quick by... God, was it Ryan Graves? I think it was... No, Ryan Graves was in the air scrum. I don't remember who grabbed him. It was one of the defenders for Colorado grabbed him and took him down to the ice. And, of course, Binnington skated down and was threatening him with his stick, pointing his stick at him, saying something, but with goalie masks, it's hard to see their mouths. Ryan Graves was pretty funny in this one. At one point, he got two really hard penalties. Like, they weren't hard, like, hurt somebody, something like that. They were just hard to take penalties because they weren't good calls. But you can see on the second one, he was just like, why? But you can see him mouth out, F me. It's like, I can see that. I've been through that before. Referees making bad calls on you. It's like, really? What am I doing? What did I do to you? Sometimes it's like that, but that's just the games for you sometimes. Alright, let's get on to the stats before this video takes forever. Shots on goal were 23 in favor of Colorado. You can tell who outshot who. Faceoffs were 53-47 in favor of St. Louis. Power play 0 for 2 for St. Louis, 1 for 3 for Colorado. Penalty minutes 11-9, 11 for St. Louis. Hits were 21-16 in favor of St. Louis. Not a heavy hitting game for a first game. Actually, I think this is the lowest hitting playoff game we've seen so far. But like I said, Colorado's a finesse team. If you can catch them, hit them. But you're going to have to catch them because they move that puck pretty dang fast. And if you don't catch them just in time, it's a penalty for hitting them at interference. So that's probably why you're not seeing a whole lot of hits right here. Blocks were 19-15 in favor of St. Louis. Giveaways 8-7, St. Louis with 8. Binnington made 46 saves for 939 save percentage. Grubauer 22 saves for 957 save percentage in the win. This is going to be an interesting game too, especially the way that ended. Let's see in the pregame skate if Binnington and Grubauer start talking. We'll see about that one. But it's going to be a fun series. I mean, St. Louis needs to adjust significantly because trying to intimidate them with hits is not working, obviously, and it's been one game. And missing David Perron because of COVID is definitely a problem too. Without him, I'm not sure St. Louis stands much, if any, chance. Even with him, I'm not sure they stand much, if any, chance. But you never know. As of right now, Colorado's up 1-0. So after tonight, we have Colorado is up 1-0 over St. Louis. We got Washington, Boston is 1-1, and Carolina is up 1-0 over Nashville. That's for the games tonight. I'm not talking about all of them, but those are for the ones for tonight. All right, that's it for the games. So if you haven't already done so, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let me know what you think in the comments. And other than that, I will see you all next video. Bye, everybody.